Peace, fire sign. Last but not least, I'm about to start you guys this reading for the next couple of weeks. Today is a portal day, 8/28. I might make a post about it later. I do plan to go live for the collective, more so about like the energies, the new moon we just came out of and things like that. Anyways, I had to take my Aries off. I was getting overstimulated. Get this last reading out. This is going to go for Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising, as well as North Node. Please take the messages as they resonate. Everything is not going to resonate with you, and roles can be reversed. I don't know why I'm hearing these cards. We're going to start y'all off with this deck today. Whew, okay. What do fire signs need to know? Now, I know damn well. What do fire signs need to know? That card's not supposed to be ending. For their overall theme for their message today. All right, we're going to take those. And we're going to take this one because this card just needed to come out. Okay. Thank you, Most High, ancestors and spirits that match my intentions for allowing me to get these messages out to fire sign. Can you please read fire sign's energy and provide the accurate clarity that they are seeking or needing to hear? Wow. Should I wipe my camera off? I don't know why it's looking like that. I don't know. My eyebrows really hanging on. All right. All right. So, fire signs. To start you guys' reading, the overall theme I have for your message today is puzzled. And with this puzzle card, pretty self-explanatory. This is talking about you guys being confused about something, perplexed, conflicted when it comes to making a decision, maybe confused about a particular person in your life, an opportunity, or maybe just confused on which way to move forward when it comes to your journey. Whatever this puzzle energy is, I do have a sense that you guys are going to be getting divine clarity sooner than expected. We're going to come back to this puzzle card. Now, the next two cards I have out is anger. Your expectations are not met, creating frustration. Express it in a healthy way. And this card talks about release, growth, and balance. And then the next card out I have is positive change. Transform pain into strength and empower yourself. This card talks about ascension, evolution, and freedom. So with these three cards coming out, puzzle, angered, and positive changes, especially about this anger card talking about expectations not being met. Some of you guys could be a little confused when it comes to your manifestation or alignment. Some of you guys could have been very attached to an outcome. And when you didn't receive that outcome, you started to question your belief, your faith. You started questioning your intuition maybe. I don't know. But I see just because your expectations hasn't been met by the universe, divine spirit, ancestors, and whoever else, does not mean that you're not being put in alignment for something of equal value or better. Now, after these three cards, the first card I have coming out is realignment, and it's a change in your path. And with this realignment, this makes all the sense why you guys could feel confused right now, because maybe from the beginning of the year, or maybe for the last 5 years, you have been on a journey, you've been on a quest, you've been on a mission, and you have been having your eyes on the prize all along. And then a plot twist came, realignment. And when this realignment came, so did the process of self-discovery. Because although you guys may have been on a journey to reach your destination, you may have been on a mission, it's like whatever it is you guys were once striving for, there's been a change in plans. And I see this change in plans is going to lead you towards positive changes. It's going to lead you towards ascension. It's going to lead you towards some type of freedom, whatever freedom that is that you're trying to obtain. But as of right now, when it comes to your journey, you being a little confused or puzzled on what's going on or which way to go, just understand that you have to look at it as the caterpillar in the cocoon. When the caterpillar is in the cocoon, it has no idea what type of butterfly it's going to be. At least I don't know. Moral story is you're on hold. You're on pause. And this hold and this pause could feel like it's long-winded. You've been in this pause energy for so long. May even feel like torture if you're seeing people, your peers or whatever, continue to move forward while you're stuck in. It's not stagnicity. Because being stagnant and being paused is two different things. Stagnicity kind of means that you're vibrating in a lower energy and it's creating blockages in your life. when you're on pause, it's not necessarily saying you're vibrating on a lower energy or that your blessings are even blocked. It's just that you have divine timing here. And it's like the ancestors is waiting for a certain cosmic shift. Or maybe there's just something here where it's kind of like it's out of your control. Pretty much that's the simple way to put it. Your pause is out of your control, but you are in the process of being realigned. And during this process of being realigned, you're getting gifted with a new inheritance. I don't know, very deep message, and we ain't really dived into nothing. Can you give me confirmation on this realignment? Ancient elemental magic. Utilize your primitive powers of utilizing the primitive power of nature and transformation and manifestation. So going back to realignment and this paused energy that you're in, when you don't know what the outcome is, that's when you're given a chance to create an outcome. But again, with this anger, maybe at one point in time you guys thought you already did, and that's why you had these expectations and you became angry when these expectations weren't met. But the ancestors are suggesting this because something didn't come through when you first manifested it doesn't mean that one, it's not going to come through again. I mean, it's not going to come through in the future. And or again, going back to realignment, there's something better for you in store. And your expectations are bare minimum compared to what the ancestors have for you. Like, come on. Hold on, y'all. And it was 2 cards. So, nurturing, love, family, happiness. This card talks about unity, balance, gratitude, and appreciation, joyful connections. And then the next card out I have is communication, seek help. When facing challenges, connect with others and speak from the heart. So going back to you guys feeling perplexed on your journey or going through this process of realignment right now, this would be the perfect time for you guys to reach out to your soul family, your soul tribe's support. Some of you guys, this could be therapy. Of course, you could book a life coaching session. But I definitely see that the ancestors are wanting you to reach out to somebody. Even if this is you practicing authentic vulnerability and you guys are journaling your most raw emotions right now, make sure you're not suppressing or internalizing this waiting period, because I see that someone has been waiting for quite some time, but I see that the wait is going to be over soon. It's just you have to understand your original goals, your original plans, they've been changed. You're being realigned. So however you expected something to come in or something to happen, again, there's just been a whole change in plans. But this change in plans is for your betterment. And again, it could piss you off. It's like, I did all this hard work, did all this, that, and the other, just for it to be realigned. I remember my realignment. Shit damn near put me in an identity crisis. But it's not for you guys to go through an identity crisis. You guys are in the process of heightening your intuition. Your intuition's getting stronger. Your discernment's getting stronger. Your discipline's getting better. Your patience is getting better right now, because that's the part of the journey. That's the part of the development of your character and your spirit. Now, I do see that there's somebody outside of you and their life is going downhill. This person is someone who could have paid for magic on you. I do have a paid practitioner here. This paid practitioner is pocket watching you, or someone's paying this practitioner to pocket watches you. Someone's paying someone to be a monitoring spirit or paying for readings. I don't know what this energy is, but it's definitely not going to be lasting too much more longer. Someone has burnt all their bridges. Someone could have burnt their bridges with this practitioner as well. And because of that, they're going to be reaping what they sow. Now, I do see that something's a process. Leave the past in the past or sacrifice your new beginnings. With something being a process, you guys could be codependent to the past. You have a strong emotional codependency to a particular person, a substance, an attachment. And also, you guys are needed to end this. The ancestors want you to know that it is a process, especially if this is involving a romantic situation. Out of all the horrible advice I received when I first went through my breakup, I remember my old boss. Her name was Megan. I used to work at Buc-ee's, y'all. I worked at Buc-ee's on 40th and Dodge for a whole year. Way before. No, I had my locks. My locks were like literally this big, so I was wearing wigs back then. But anyways, the best advice I ever got after my breakup, it wasn't even advice, it was just a statement. But I remember Megan looked at me and she said, love doesn't go away overnight. And I know that might sound like the most simplest shit to say, but y'all gotta understand, I was in a relationship from the age of 15 to 22, 23. I never dated as an adult. I was never single as an adult. I did nothing as an adult. That's how I ended up in a shelter. I've never had a nigga live off me. I lived off niggas. Not niggas. I had 2 boyfriends. But anyway, not at the same time. I don't know why I feel like I gotta over-explain that. Didn't have them at the same time. Just very close back to back. But anyways, I remember when she told me love doesn't go away overnight. It made so much sense because since this was like my first breakup ever, because I've never been through a breakup, every fucking day I was crying. I mean, it was horrible, y'all. Mind you, outside of me going through a breakup, I was under federal investigation and getting evicted. By the end of that year, I ended up in the shelter and still got another warrant. Y'all know I told the story so many times. I got my mug shop up there. Just know I was going through hell that year, man. Pure hell. The breakup was the least of my fucking worries. I had to make sure I wasn't about to do 20. Anyways, going back to what I was saying before, that's the best thing anybody ever told me. And after 7 years, I still remember that day because I remember one of my cousins talk about in order to get over another man, you got to get under one. And I have extreme social anxiety, y'all. I mean, it's real ugly. Not the cute social anxiety. I used to. So there was no way I was going to get a nigga like that. But anyways, more of what I'm trying to say is something's a process. But difficult doesn't mean impossible, and just because it hurts doesn't mean you're not going to get through it. It's time for you guys to leave the past in the past, or you're going to sacrifice your new beginning because you cannot bring the past into your new beginning. You can only repeat the past again. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Just to finish that story, that was my first breakup and heartbreak I ever experienced, and I've been single ever since. Been single ever since. I went from 15 years old to 22-year-old in a relationship, and from 22 years old to 29 years old single. You're not gonna put me through that again. Hell no. I'll never say never, but I'm a analytical person. So I try to learn from everything since I never had parents teach me anything. And because of that, and me being logical, and then me becoming a life coach and being a reader to hundreds of people and seeing hundreds of situations, I just never felt the need or the importance to get in another relationship. I honestly don't think I'm going to get married. It's not because I don't think a man won't propose to me. It's because I won't put myself in a position to be that vulnerable to allow someone to get to know me. I can't do it. And it's not because my ex ripped my heart out my chest. But like I said before, I was going through a breakup. I was under federal investigation. I was getting evicted. I was also on probation too. My probation got revoked. That's how I ended up going back to jail. It was just too much. And it's like, you know, life can be hard. Life can be so fucking hard. But having a relationship problems, having men problems, is the most unnecessary stress you could be able to avoid. So if I'm going to have to go through all these legal problems, then restart my life over, then try to build a business, then try to repair my motherhood, redeem myself in motherhood, I'd rather take all those challenges than the challenge of dealing with a nigga. Because life is going to be life regardless. Nothing in life is easy. But if I could avoid the avoidable, that's exactly what the fuck I'm going to do. So that's my story. That's why I tell y'all, don't listen to me when it comes to relationship advice. I'm just logical. I don't think with emotion. Anyways, moving on. I see that 333, 303, 321, and 373. You guys could be resonating with the number 3 a lot. And there's 3 people on here. This is just an indicator that you guys are going to be coming into something unexpected. Actually in the next few days. Not even the next few weeks. All right, let's see what this is. What is going to be happening in the next few days? Everything's going to backfire. So someone's going to fall horribly sick. I don't know why that's the first thing that came to my mind. But we were talking about paid partitioners, right? Yeah. Somebody's about to get sick. Someone has been sick. There's a motherfucker in my life. I'm not going to say who because they like to stalk me. But every time I see this motherfucker, I'm like, dude, you've been sick for 4 months. Every time I see you, you're full of fucking snot and mucus. For 4 consecutive months? Nigga, you can't tell me you ain't put no spell out there. I'm sorry, mucus? Man, I ain't trying to sound too spiritual on here. Listen, mucus be... There's parasites in mucus. Mucus can be demons. I know it sounds crazy. But when a motherfucker stay congested for 4 months straight in air, life, what is it called? Prana, that's what they call it. Life force, energy, spirit is air. You can't breathe properly. You tell me for 4 months straight you couldn't breathe properly, and our sense of oxygen and breathing is vital to our spiritual being. You can't tell me no fucking spell backfired on you. I've seen motherfuckers get violent diarrhea. I'm telling you, I know it might sound unbelievable, but these motherfuckers go through their own shit. Everything's backfiring in a few days. So if you guys still feel like you're in this puzzle energy and you don't feel like it's your energy, in a few days, you guys are going to be given clarity. But like I said before, with this puzzled and confused card, you guys are also in the process of being realigned. Separate to elevate and learn how to be happy alone. Some of you guys are craving. You're craving freedom. You're craving peace. You're craving silence. You're craving a way out. And you're going to get exactly that. But it may not come in the way you think it is. And I see that the ancestors are just telling you to allow a situation to turn you better and not bitter right now. Someone has a very jealous brother. This could be an older brother, or this is an uncle. This is a cousin. There's a platonic masculine energy here. This person's dealing with legal problems. Or this person's trying to bring you. This person is... I mean, multiple personalities on top of fixed personalities. We're talking about a very inauthentic person. They're a mask wearer or chameleon. They're able to be adaptable, which is good for survival reasons when it comes to environment. But when it comes to core character, it's manipulation, because they mold themselves into the person you would like instead of being who they authentically are. But all masks fall off. Anyways, we're not about to get into that. Jealous brother here. Jealous masculine energy. There's a mature older person here. This could be someone's father as well. Someone's dealing with some legal problems. I see spirit. Divine spirit has their hands all over a situation. And the next card out I have, master manipulator, with a warning. And then before I put that, I said spirits. Divine spirit has their hands all over this situation. So that goes back to what I was saying before about someone being a chameleon, someone being adaptable, but not in a survival way when it comes to environment. This is adaptable when it comes to their character, which means that no one really knows who this person is except this person. They change their personality depending on who they talk to. So just be careful about that. You guys have high intuition. This is the second time I pulled out a heightened intuition already. Double confirmation. Your intuition is increasing. You guys are, I don't know where the fuck that card is. And you guys are going to be able to see through the bullshit very soon. All right, I guess let's pull some more of these. What else do fire signs need to know? Resentment. So I already pulled out resentment. I pulled out resentment twice, and then I pulled out heightened intuition twice. So you guys are, you guys gotta have power over your demons, man. You have to. We all have demons. We all have a shadow side. We all have a lower side. We all know this. It's the yin and the yang. But the thing is, you cannot allow your demons to consume you. You cannot allow your demons to think for you. You cannot react. You need to start responding. And I see someone's resentment. Someone's resentment is turning them bitter. And the more bitter that you become, the more you're going to start to ruin and fuck up your law of attraction as well as its realignment. You cannot internalize what people are doing to you, what someone said to you. You can't internalize it. You can't take it personal. You have to look at it as spiritual war. Matrix illusions, fake soulmates. Someone can't, I hope this, listen, I hope, I don't know, y'all gonna have to take how it resonates. Someone can't handle it. Someone can't handle the fact that someone's not their soulmate. They are not your twin flame. They are not your twin flame. They are a karmic partner. And one thing I've learned on this spiritual journey, and it's so fucked up that life is like this. But a divine masculine and a warlock look so fucking similar. Just like a Jezebel and a divine feminine look so fucking similar. Just like real love and trauma bonds look so similar. They do. They really do. The feelings can be similar too. Like, for example, going to a divine masculine and a warlock. A divine masculine is a man of worth, an honorable man. This man, since he has worth, he has self-respect. This is not a man you can call a bitch and get away with. He will cut you off in a heartbeat, regardless of how good you think you look. Divine masculines are men that we should all strive for, because we shouldn't strive for men who stroke our egos. The man who we allow to stroke our egos and we get our validation from also has the power to tear us down, because now we are holding on to every validation. So the difference between a warlock or a narcissist and a divine masculine is that love bombing and genuinely caring sometimes can look the same. It's just that love bombing is more deceitful and it's more of an action, when genuinely caring is more emotional and spiritual. When people don't know what love looks like, they look similar. The difference is eventually this love bomb turns into breadcrumb. And this genuine energy never changes, because it's not on them, it's in them. And them, it's not in them, it's on them. So when you're talking about a toxic person compared to a healthy person, understand from a distance, they look just alike. But when you get closer, that's when you can start to see the difference between lust and love. The difference between instant gratification, rushing processes, rushing into love, versus building love, moving with discernment and respect. Not just respect for the other person, but respect for yourself and all you have built and all you have to lose. When you're in a trauma bond, you're not even thinking about what you're losing. You're not thinking about your distractions. You're not even thinking about the abuse until you're 2-3 years into it, because it's infatuation. It's taking up your mind. And that's why when they say women shouldn't marry men that they're in love with, because the moment they marry men that they're in love with, they're powerless. And then guess what men say? Men say that men should not marry women they're in love with, because when a man is in love with a woman, they're powerless. Nobody wants to give their power up to emotion. And the thing is, everybody's truly confusing love with infatuation. It gets deep. And again, don't take my motherfucking advice. I just sat here and told y'all that I've had 2 relationships before, and I've been single for 7 years. And have no desire to date. I have none. I'm not tripping on that shit. My life is very busy. I'm a homeschool full-time teacher. Who got time for me? I ain't got time for them. Anyways, moving on. Someone just needs to understand the thin lines between real and fake, because sometimes fake seems real and real seems fake. All right, let's move on from that before I end up burning out on this live and rushing off. All right. What else do fire signs need to know? Choose yourself first. Choose peace first. Something's going to be popping up. Somebody wants to be an obligation, or someone's going to try to put some type of obligation on you. The ancestors are telling you not to volunteer yourself. You're taking on way too much right now. Even if this is not like an obligation, but like say if like someone's trying to trauma dump on you, I see as of right now, the ancestors are telling you guys you don't have the emotional or mental capacity to take on anybody else's baggage. Nothing's wrong with it. You got your own shit you need to work on. I do see rebirth season is going to be coming during fall season, and during this rebirth season, solutions are going to be approaching. But I see again, somebody here needs to slow down. I do have hypersexual energy out here. This bad hygiene doesn't also have to mean like taking a shower and brushing your teeth. This hygiene could also mean like someone has unprotected sex and they don't get checked. They just don't take care of their vessel properly. And they're a user. Someone wants your abundance. So someone's only trying to sleep with you to manipulate you. You're working on a master plan. You have plans here. You have goals here. You have an idea of what you want your future to be like. And someone's either trying to attach themselves to those plans or steal those plans from you. Energy destiny swap, I don't know. But I do see it's time for you to let go of what's breaking you. There's a harsh lesson here. It's time for you guys to go ahead and release that resentment. You need to research resentment. Research how to release resentment. Take that shit as a school lesson and be serious about healing it so you don't allow this resentment to turn you bitter and sabotage your future opportunities. I see that someone's going to receive their karma in traffic. By the time that happens, though, you're going to be so far away from this person. Ascension on the rise and cord cut is coming. Major success. All right, let me wrap this up. Easy target. At one point in time, someone looked at you as an easy target. Y'all know what my easy target card says. Easy target, easy to manipulate, use, play, or breadcrumb. They think the other person is slow, lacks self-respect, or desperate for love. Since you were desperate or whatever the case is, they thought you were an easy target, so that's why they targeted you. My next card I put out is Catching Hell. So I told you someone's going to receive their karma in traffic, and I don't want to say it out loud exactly what I see because I don't want, motherfucker, you spoke that into existence. How? I have no control over that. Fuck. But someone's catching hell, and it may have something to do with drinking and driving or driving at the wrong time at night. Whatever they did to try to treat you like an easy target, they're not going to get away with. And you could have been an easy target. Shit, it's okay. People don't know what they're not taught. But now that you've learned this and you've experienced this, ain't no way in hell you an easy target again. And it's so crazy because the next card out I have is redefine who you are, redefine your faith. You're not an easy target no more. And like I tell my women, I'd rather be a bitch than an easy target. I'd rather a nigga be like, you not even that cute to be acting like that. Nigga, fuck you. At least you know you can't come up here and touch me. At least you know you ain't about to do shit towards me. I'd rather be a bitch than an easy target. Niggas try to humble you like, oh, you a 3. I don't give a fuck. You can't touch me, nigga. Guess what? The word of today is consent. As long as you ain't got that, that's why you bitter and you piss poor, bitch. Like, I will talk shit. I'd rather be a bitch than an easy target. Thank the ancestors. I say that here, but the last time I've even had an altercation with a man, I don't argue with men. If it was to happen though, yeah. My last altercation with a man was in 2020. I had a man, y'all probably heard me tell this story 1,000 times. I had a man break my screen door and try to walk in my house. He was like sloppy ass drunk too. Fast forward that story, we beat that man bloody. That's the first time I ever beat a man with a patio set. I mean, I grabbed the chair, threw it, went back for the table, cracked him in the head, went back for the other chair, the whole patio set. I beat that man so bad. He was drunk though. So, and he was like 6'4", 250 pounds type shit. I'm 5 foot even. 145. I'm probably 155. But ain't nobody about to play about that shit. Coming to my home is a suicide mission. I will go to prison before I go to the morgue. Anyways, let me stop talking shit. Where was I talking? I was talking about easy target. Yeah, anyways, you'd rather be known as a bitch than an easy target. People pleasing is a form of manipulation, even if you're not aware of it. At once upon a time, you were an easy target. You were a people pleaser. You bent backwards to I mean, let's be real. People pleasers are manipulators, so you were being a people pleaser because you had expectations for someone to stay with you. You had expectations for someone to be loyal to you. You had expectations for someone to choose you. You had expectations for someone to come around. You had expectations for someone to never leave. And those expectations were created by these people pleasing. So it's not like you're people pleasing to please people. You want something too. Every human does. I had to learn this. But we're done with this shit, man, because nothing good comes from that. It's gotten better before and it's going to get better again. You guys have major success to look forward to. There's no more being an easy target, man. And it doesn't mean you have to be a bitch either. Because when I be seeing some of these boys, let me not. It really be the opposite culture. I don't see a lot of black men do it, but maybe their ancestors are protecting my eyes. But when I be seeing these men on these social media statuses talking about all women cheat, all women no women take accountability, all women this, all women that. And it's like everything they're saying is literally like a full contradiction. It's like, well, I don't do that. I teach accountability. I'm a transparent person. But we're not even the same skin tone. Like, you're not even my type. But when I say that, never allow it, you don't be an easy target again, it also means don't turn into a scorned, bitter lover. Don't turn into like these white boys out here. And it's no offense. Like I said, I don't really see black men doing it. I don't really be seeing Hispanic men doing it. I mainly always see white men slandering women. Slandering like a slaughterhouse. But it's all women. Women this and women that and women this and women that. Calm the fuck down. The incubus in you is showing. If you didn't have such a porn addiction and horrible social anxiety, you wouldn't feel the need to overly express yourself on social media, because you know you would never be presented the chance in real life. These men ain't get played in 5, 6, 7 years. Ain't nobody gonna fuck you. So of course you hate all women. And when you go on their profile, it's not a stereotype, man. I swear to God, God designed these people to look like this for a reason. They all fucking look alike. Every time a man start talking about a woman, I'm telling you. And it's the same thing with women sometimes, but it's like, y'all all, it's like a predator, right? We all know that the obvious predatorial look, you know, the glasses, the weird shoes, the overweight white male, just like a serial killer, we have a common image we attach to that, because throughout history it's always a motherfucker that looks like that. Catch what I'm saying? Moral story is, don't turn into no scorn lover. No, that's not cute. It's pathetic, and you'll be manifesting shit into your life. You're manifesting the exact same things you don't want in your life into your life because you constantly give it attention. So just because we're not easy targets doesn't mean we're going around here and slandering every man we can, slandering every woman we can. No, that's the Matrix. It just means that you have a better level of self-respect. And that's what these simpletons don't realize. It's like the Revenge of the Nerds, you know, the movie, when the nerds get tired of being bullied. And like, I love the Revenge of the Nerds. I used to watch that shit as a kid all the time. But you know, it's the Revenge of the Nerds. It's the revenge of the simpletons. You know, being a simp for 7 to 10 years got them fucking nowhere. So now for the next 20, 30 years of their life, they are making sure they're not easy targets no more. But instead of developing better self-respect and self-worth and value, they're coming off like bitches. Because they can't take accountability. They sit here and say women can't take accountability, but you can't take accountability. Why? You can't change what you don't acknowledge. And a lot of these motherfuckers won't change because it's hard for them to acknowledge that they're really not a good person. You're really not a good guy. You're really not a good woman. What? Because you don't cheat? I don't cheat. Okay. But you're mentally ill. I don't know if you're gonna do a murder-suicide. What are you talking about? You motherfuckers are insane. Just because a motherfucker don't cheat don't mean they're a good partner. These people are crazy. Cheating is the least thing you cannot do. At the very least, don't cheat on me. That's bare minimum. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all my last reading, so I'm just letting it all come out. All right, let me finish this up. All right, to conclude fire signs reading. Toxic argument, incompatible. You're incompatible. At one point in time, you and this person could have been compatible because you could have been a giver and they could have been a receiver, a taker. So it's perfect. Now that you're not an easy target, now that we're not people pleasing, now that we're not trying to buy people's loves, you have nothing in common with this motherfucker. They have nothing in common with you. They're looking for the easiest targets. You're not that anymore. So they discard you. What's the next card? Running. They're running. They're in denial. And they're doing you the biggest favor. That goes back to this major success. That goes back to this light at the end of the tunnel. That just goes back to everything I already pulled out before. Established. You guys are established. You're getting established in life. All right, let me conclude this. I actually haven't ate today, and I'm starting to feel that shit. I got a cup of tea right here, though, that I'm about to drink. All right, to conclude fire signs reading. The healing stone, tenderness, care, gentleness, and nourishment. This is y'all soft girl era. For my men, I don't like to call it a soft man era. If I was a man, I would call it my laid back era. Like, this is my masculine laid back era. And then like for my women, I would say this is like my feminine soft girl era. Like, I just don't understand. Like, men and women have to understand we are nothing alike. So why are we all trying to live the same lives? But anyways, for my men, laid back era, women, this is your soft girl era. Tenderness, care, gentleness, nourishment. Temple, the wisdom within. Quiet the external noise right now so you guys can tap into your inner voice and your inner knowing. To conclude, fire signs reading. Blessings and abundance. Peace and blessings manifest with every lesson learned. If your knowledge was your wealth, it will be well earned. Take a step back. You guys have guardian angels here. Make sure you're not rushing our process right now. Sometimes all you need to do is nothing. And that goes all the way back to the beginning of you guys' reading with realignment. You're confused, you're anxious, you're worried, you feel like you're running out of time, you're not getting enough done, you should be a lot further than where you are. Patience. You're right on time. Just some loose ends that you guys needed to tie up and clear out. And what's the bottom of the deck? Honesty and communication. I'll see you guys need to be honest with yourself about the red flags you overlooked to keep the peace and to make sure you never do that again. Stop being an easy target and allowing people to get over on you easily. You don't go to heaven for that. Transformation, though. And you're going to turn pain into power, power into passion, passion into profit. And then what's the bottom of this deck? And then I'm going to get off. Inspiration. You guys are going to have an inspirational story. It's going to be truly inspiring how you guys go from rags to riches. Peace. How you guys go from chaos to peace. How you guys go from being no one to being someone. Now, I'm saying you guys are no one right now. But some of you guys could have lost your identity trying to please other people. And essentially you became a no one. And now that you are no longer pleasing other people, you are putting all that energy and essence back into you. Making you a somebody again. Your own individual. Anyways, this concludes your reading. Please like, share, comment, or follow. And until next time, guys, peace.